A new problem looming as many Americans do some last-minute health care shopping today. Analysts say many enrollees are making a huge mistake by making what they see as the logical choice, picking the plan that's cheapest and has the most affordable upfront costs. Analysts warn you could be in for some serious sticker shock when the bill finally comes and you find out what the insurance company actually agreed to pay, thanks to your deductibles, which under this scenario would be sky high. Let's talk about it with Susan Ferricchio, the chief congressional correspondent for the Washington Examiner. Susan, it is called the Affordable Care Act. Is that a contradiction in terms?
Well, it could be, because the people who are signing up for it now are looking for affordable premiums. So they're going for the bronze plan, many of them. And the bronze plan has some problems. The deductibles can be huge. A family can end up paying $12,700, which is the maximum out of pocket. And for an individual, it can be, say, $5,000. That means you're going to pay that much in your health care costs until the insurance starts kicking in. And when it does kick in, it will kick in at a rate of 60%. So you're really not getting a lot of coverage. And that can put a lot of people out in some real financial hardship. So that's going to be, in January and on, a big surprise for a lot of consumers. Part of the reason they picked the bronze plan is that the silver and platinum plans, the premiums get really, really steep. For instance, in Wisconsin, you're looking at a bronze plan of, say, $241 a month, but your deductible for a single is $5,800, and for a family, it's nearly $12,000. If you want to lower your deductible, you're going to have to pay $500 or more a month for your premium, and a lot of people can't afford that. So in some ways, they're picking the lower plan because that's what they can afford, but going forward, they're going to find out it just doesn't cover very much.
But wait a minute, you know, the president is even out there telling young people that, hey, you can have this health care for less than the cost of your cell phone bill. What happened to that?
Well, I think what they're getting at is that if you need something in terms of catastrophic coverage, this will help you. In other words, you won't have to declare bankruptcy or sell your house or whatever if you end up getting into a real bad medical situation. But in terms of standard care, like say if you have to run to the emergency room, not for something catastrophic, you need stitches or whatever, you're going to end up footing the bill for that. What you will get is a wellness exam and some other coverage. But that would be a whole lot cheaper to just pay out of pocket than to pay these premiums that you would have to pay just to get that with the high deductible. So if you're a young person looking at the cost benefit, this may not be very appealing. And I think that's part of the problem the healthcare law is having right now, is young people are looking at this saying, wait a sec, I'm not getting much for my money. And if they don't sign up, then the law will go into the so-called death spiral where we're only getting the folks who are high risk and more expensive. And that's just not sustainable for the law. And indications from the state exchanges are that that's already happening, that only the older and sicker Americans are signing up. What about, you know, the scope of the choices here? I mean, that's all being narrowed, right? The prices are going up, but the choices that you have in terms of, you know, who your doctor is, which hospitals you can go to, those are all getting squeezed. Well, and there's a reason for that, because the premise of the law is to bring in millions more who've never had coverage and to expand the kind of benefits that all people get. That's really expensive, and the only way to pay for that is two ways: to bring young folks in who are healthy and don't cost the insurance companies a lot of money. But the second and even more important way to do that is to control cost. And to do that, look at the way the HMOs always control costs. They narrow the networks so they can get to more affordable doctors. So the care may not be as comprehensive or in some cases as desirable. So they narrow the networks. That's why we're seeing a lot of the really good hospitals and academic hospitals shut out of the healthcare law, because they tend to be more expensive. Same with certain types of physicians. So fewer choices is part of what makes these plans what they consider affordable. If they were to expand all that, the premiums that some people think are high now would go even higher, and the deductibles would go even higher as well. Yeah. It's a difficulty for the administration to find a plan that will encompass so many people and so many benefits for a reasonable price. That's the problem behind the law right now. The president's been bragging about this program for years, but now, I mean, the devil is in the details, and now that all of these chickens are coming home to roost, if I can mix lots of metaphors here, it's not proving to be very popular. Susan Ferricchio, not so far,
from the Washington Examiner, thank you.